Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to Gale FFTCG. I'm Serah, your host, and today we are looking at the wind cards from Opus 15, one in each rarity, common, rare, heroic, and legendary, and I'm just going to be talking about my favorite one of each of the rarities. So, without further ado, let's jump into wind. Up first, we have Dragoon, 2 CP standard unit backup that when it enters the field, we gain 1 crystal. Crystal is like a new kind of resource that basically, it's kind of like Magic, the Gathering's energy mechanic. It's a counter that we keep, and then we can use it to spend costs, sort of like an additional resource. We can tap and put Dragoon into the break zone and choose a forward to give it first strike during our turn, and only during our turn. So it's not that great, but I love what this card represents for Wind, because Wind has been really good last Opus. And when commons in a set aren't like insanely busted, it means that that particular element has had enough good support that they can print some little less good support. That way you can, that way some of the other elements get to have their time in the limelight. If you have really good commons in a particular element, it means they're trying to buff that element significantly, and it's just great that they have this. But yeah, onto the rare, we have Philo, a 2 CP Sky Pirate Wind backup. That the job Sky Pirate backups you control can produce wind or water CP, which is super good for Sky Pirates, especially with the 6-drop Van. You could even play 6-drop Van turn 1 or 2, and you just go Philo, reactivate all your stuff, and now your colors are fixed for the rest of the game. Super cool. It also has a special called Wind Soul, where we can ditch a copy of it and pay 1 wind. We choose 1 job Sky Pirate forward, and until end of turn it gains Brave and can attack twice. Just an extra little line of text to make it just that much better. Really love this card, and will most certainly be building Sky Pirates this Opus. And in our heroic slot, we have Edge. So Edge is a 2 CP 5k ninja, and obviously we have the Edge that makes all our ninjas cheaper and stuff. This Edge is completely different and definitely designed for a different deck. You don't want to be running this in the ninja list. You want to be running this just in Wind. During each of your turns, if Edge is dealt damage by your opponent's summons or abilities for the first time that turn, damage becomes 0 instead. It's sort of an Alua type effect, where Alua was like, if you target this, you cancel the first thing that targets it. Edge is sort of the same way, except it's only with damage. Edge also has the ability that you can pay 0 to activate it, and choose 1 summon or ability that is choosing only 1 wind forward you control. The summon or ability is now choosing Edge instead, if possible. So if it's something that's like dealing damage to your thing, maybe they use a 1 CP Ifrit to like shoot one of your dancers or something, because dancer is an archetype this set, then you can just go, okay, no, I'm going to have it diverted to Edge and then nullify the damage. Super cool. I just love what this card represents. I love the design space of it. I'm very big on design space, especially in like card games that I play sort of a little bit more competitively. And I love when a card does something that doesn't necessarily stick within its identity, or that is entirely unique to the element that it's a part of. And I think Edge really fits that slot well. And in our final Legends slot, we have Van. Honestly, I wish they'd printed some better ones, but I figured this is worth talking about since we talked about Philo earlier. And there are a couple other Sky Pirates in this that are just really great anyway, and that got released with this set. So I think it's worth at least noting this card down. So 4 CP Van, he's a Sky Pirate, and the job Sky Pirate forwards other than Van you control, gain this forward cannot be blocked by a forward of cost 3 or more. That's so good, because it means we can get around some of the bigger bodies in the game with weaker cards, and I really like that. I think that's really valuable and really important, especially in this type of a game where, Verstale decks were running around rampant last Opus, and where we had Doga Sophie and all these like things that scaled up with certain conditions were met, but all had really high costs to meet that. Van kind of represents a more evasive approach in Wind, and that's really cool. Van Also has, when he enters the field, we can pay a wind and activate all the job Sky Pirate we control. So if we have our backups right, I think there's, I want to say there's 3 backups. Basically, Van can cost 2 effectively. And then we get to activate backups and even forwards. So we can even play this after we've played our other Sky Pirates or swung out with our Sky Pirates, which is really cool. When Van enters the field, we can also pay water. And when we do so, we choose 1 forward, and until end of turn, it loses 2,000 for each Sky Pirate we control. Famously, these kind of effects that say 2,000 generally tend to rack up really quick, especially if you are playing a deck like Sky Pirates where you can play the 6-drop Van and then go and search for a Sky Pirate of cost 2, put it on the field, and then later maybe you have an Althea or Chocobo, you bounce that back, then you play out the 4-drop Van and you can reduce something by quite a bit. Also, reduction of power can get around things that, this can't be dealt damage, things like edge and that sort of stuff. So it's a really good line of text. Unfortunately, the name clash is going to be something to navigate, but yeah, I think this card has some good implications. I think it's like the most busted win legend? No, absolutely not. But I think it's a good space, and I think when designing, especially a Sky Pirate type of list, you have to figure which one you want. Do you want more of this one for the more aggressive type of play, or do you want the other one more for the advantage type of play? Let me know in the comments what you think of this Van, and if you'd run this Van over the other one, and if so, why not? But yeah, I think that is the end of the video. I hope you've been enjoying this series. There are still 2 more to come. That is Ice and Fire, I do believe. And yeah, I hope you have a great week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what your favorite win cards are this Opus.